You saw the title of this video. Let's put some information behind that. Hey, this is Tom with Tom's Talk Show, and I keep going through my mind all the different things that are going on and how things kind of are lining up with, the German ploy, the German method happened, in the early, 1900s, how things kind of went, creating this prejudice against a certain group, then kind of scapegoating different things. This is bad is happening because of these people. And then discriminate against them because they're causing this badness to happen. We can't have them in our businesses. We can't give them jobs. We can't do these things. And then finally, you persecute them. You take them. You lock them up. Those things like that. So that's, seems to be the methodology that's being used here. And here's kind of what I see is happening. First, we'll start with the one crazy thing, of course, that's been going on is Democrats supporting in this last set of little elections that candidates were being funded, Republican candidates were being funded by Democrat money. So they were going out finding the very extreme, what they determined to be extreme candidates, put some money behind them and try and get them boosted in the primary to win that election, potentially thinking that will make them easier to beat once we get to the general election in November. So here's is this one candidate here who was won his election. He was backed by Democrat money. Also, there's this tracker on Axios that shows that here that 8 in the U.S. Senate, 8 out of 9 endorsements, 8 won their races in the U.S. Senate. In the U.S. House, out of 27 endorsements, 18 won. In the state, out of 24 endorsements, 16 won. So it's a fairly good track record of people being backed by Trump to, win their elections. So, and win their primaries. So what do you do? Now you have all of these people. They're being backed by, Make America Great Again, even though they won't say Make America Great Again because that would be expanding the acronym, and you can't use that as a label on something or as a bad label. You have to call them Maga so that it sounds more derogatory rather than someone who's, I want America to be great again. I want America to be amazing again, right? But if that's there, then you can't, how do you make that be derogatory, that you want America to be great? So you have to call them MAGA. And that's what Joe Biden is doing in all of his, political speeches. They've pulled out the angry man, the angry old man, and then put him in front of a podium and is starting to call these MAGA Republicans as bad and, associating those with Trump. Now that they have the primaries won by these people that they backed, now they can call them and start getting the labels on them that they're MAGA Republicans, now that they can be, bastardized and demonized by the label. And he continues to do that over and over again at all of these, they're political things. They, the last one last night, which was, this soul of America garbage, whatever that he's spewing out, this last thing, he really put that forth, these MAGA Republicans, and really making it. I mean, I'd like, people are having fun about this image of this dark, sinister kind of photograph of him, and that's been memed and stuff over and over and over again out on the internet. The real view of it was more like this, which was, the blue, and then the top of the building was white, and the doorway was white, so they're trying to do that, but it really didn't come off very well. They should have made the, the center part blue, and maybe the right part white, and the left part red. So they really missed that quite a bit. But this just does make this really shows what the spirit of what he was doing. He was taking half of the country. He was taking probably now, 80, 85, 90 million people who are, frustrated and fed up and tired of him being on the wrong track for the country with an approval rating down in the 30s. That's moving who's, going to be voting for you, across the other side, of course. More people are switching to, Republican Party. More people are leaving Democrat Party, going Libertarian. Florida, for the first time, has hundreds of thousands of more Republican registered voters. Hello, yes, I'm one. I was very nice to move out of California, where my vote meant nothing, to Florida, where it's actually going to mean something. So that's been, something good. But here we have this imagery, and this is what he's been putting out. Well, what do we also see going on? So now we've taken some of the steps. We're creating prejudice. We're creating scapegoat, different things, and now we're trying to discriminate. So now he's taking all of the people who are, not believing exactly as he believes, right? And he's taking them and moving them into this area that needs to be discriminated against. And through his speech, we saw that he said basically anyone who does not believe and follow everything that the far left is proposing, then you're one of these MAGA people. Obviously, if you're not going to that extreme on the far left, then you're a MAGA Republican. So we also see here now that we've got 87,000 IRS agents who, according to the job description, must be willing to carry a firearm and be willing to use it for deadly force if necessary. Okay, so I declared my watch as, on my taxes as an expense because I make videos about it on my other channel. So maybe they don't want to allow that. So obviously they need to, grab a gun and then, come to my house and forcibly get me to pay. That seems completely unreasonable, of course. Here we see back in article from 2017, many federal agencies are purchasing a lot of firearms. The IRS has purchased AR-15s, P90 tactical rifles. Why do they need this? The Small Business Administration needs bought Glocks. The Department of Veterans Affairs has bought guns and ammunition, including AR-15s, Sig Sauer handguns, and semi-automatic pistols. This list continues on. Health and Human Services, all of the agencies in the government are arming themselves. Why is this? Here's another one. Yes, the IRS did buy $700,000 in ammunition in early 2022. Why would this be? Why is that? Well, there's certain reasons here. And what we're going to find is that there's some executive orders that are out there. And these executive orders allow the government in states of emergency to take over parts of the country, basically. So here, John F. Kennedy signed this one in 1962. So these have been going on and been put in place for decades, right? They have the ability to seize the electrical power grid, petroleum and gas production, solid fuels, minerals. There's also some for telecommunications, and basically anything. Transportation of goods, shipping, freight, sales, stores, anything that they need to take care of as once they're under a notice of, national threat or national emergency. Well, we keep hearing rumors that Biden is going to set a climate emergency. So, and the Senate, these emergencies that are put out, the Senate can't do anything basically for 60 days. Can't be reviewed, I guess, for 60 days. So once that goes into effect, then what happens to all of these agents and all of these different groups, Homeland Security, Health and Human Services, all of these agencies that now have weapons, they become part of FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Association, and now they're all armed agents of the government. Once that takes place, then, whether you knew it or not, there are more than 1,000 FEMA concentration camps in the United States as of 2022. So all of these agents from all of these different divisions of the government who are now armed are now basically soldiers of FEMA to come after you. And if you're extreme Maga, you're not agreeing with what the government is doing, then you now become subject to probably arrest and imprisonment. And there's 1,000 of these, and I think the average is 20,000 prisoners per facility. There's one in Fairbanks that will hold 2 million people. So with that average, that comes out to be 20 million people can be put into these concentration camps. And where are these concentration camps? They're everywhere. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, California, of course, Colorado, lots and lots and lots of places. Hawaii, Idaho. There's Illinois. This one in Illinois, I think it's this one. No, it's the next one, Indiana. So Indiana, there's one in Marion County, which is supposed to have been the Amtrak railcar facility, which is closed. Some people say it's not what it was, but this large facility contains a 3 to 4 inch gas main that go to large furnaces, which can be used as crematoria. So there's also one in Terre Haute, which has a crematoria which can be used to disintegrate and burn 3,000 people a day. So, there's Kansas, Kentucky. These are all over the place. So, this image here is really foretelling about if things don't go the way that the far left wants in November, this may be where we head. Biden, for all of his sitting there saying, people don't like that they didn't, win the election. Yeah, well, you can complain and complain and complain, but Trump did hand over the reins to you. He didn't stop. As much as you like to, say that January 6th was something crazy. I mean, there were people that tried to storm, when Trump was elected, there were Democrats that tried to go into the Capitol as well at the same time. So you can't say it's just one side. And the few people that went a little overboard and did some violent things, well, that was wrong. Right? I mean, if you wanted to go stand out in front of the building and rig protests, fully support you. If you want to break into it and do anything else, I think that's wrong. But anybody should be able to stand out there and scream at the top of their lungs and do whatever they want outside the building for whatever cause they have. This is America. We have a First Amendment. You can say what you need to. But here we have Biden. I think when they start losing elections because of his policies that have been tearing down America, destroying America. I mean, just the energy independence loss of that has just sent the world into a spiral down. That we're not providing the energy for all these other countries. And that is on him. That is 100% his fault. That is all his fault. Don't ever think it's not his fault. The reason you pay what you pay for gas, the reason you pay what you pay for food is this man's fault. His policies. And people are not going to keep voting for that once they see it in their pocketbook. But his plan is to keep arming all the agencies in the government. So when you decide that you've had enough, he has a response, and he has a place to put you, and he has a place to get rid of you. You can call me crazy, you can call me whatever, you can call me hyper conspiracy theorist, but all these pieces are being put in place. All these things are being set up so that you, as the ultra MAGA extremist, because you don't want to, have abortions on demand. You want the government to be fiscally responsible. You don't want people to just take out student loans and have them forgiven, and then you pay for it when you didn't have a loan. I didn't have a loan. I was more advanced. School, when I went to school, it was just really nothing for me, and I could learn faster than they were teaching me in school. So I went into the industry and I started learning it and doing it. I didn't take out a loan. So now I got to pay for these other people who did take out a loan, who, are possibly making more money than I am. That's robbery. That's stealing from me. Right? So, call me crazy, call me ultra MAGA, go ahead, call me ultra MAGA, call me MAGA extremist, whatever. I can take it. Right? So what do you think? How far off am I? Is this crazy? Are these things being put in place for this reason? I think we all have to question it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe this video. And thanks for watching. And take care.